Alright guys, this is test number 5 in the opening range breakout series. In the last test, I tested the long only version with a 2R target. For this test, I'm doing the opposite. This is the short only 2R version. I'm still using the basic idea. The opening range is the first 15 minutes of the trading day from 9:30 to 9:45 Eastern Time. During that time, I mark the opening range high and the opening range low. But for this test, I'm not taking any buy trades. I'm only testing the sell side. So if price breaks below the opening range low, the strategy enters short. The stop loss goes at the opening range high. The take profit is set to 2R. That means the target is twice the size of the risk. So if the opening range risk is 10 points, the 2R target is 20 points. If the opening range risk is 13 points, the 2R target is 26 points. Using this example, the opening range high is 60.50 and the opening range low is 60.38. For the short setup, I'm looking for a price to break below the opening range low. So if price breaks below 60.38, the short entry would be 60.37. The stop loss goes at the opening range high, which is 60.50. That means the risk is 13 points. Since this test uses a 2R take profit, the target is 26 points below the entry. So the take profit would be 60.11. So the short side 2R setup is simple. Break below the opening range low, enter short, stop loss at the opening range high, take profit at 2R, one trade per day, no indicators, no news filters, no guessing. Now let's look at the MetaTrader 5 report and see what happened when the short only target was changed from 1R to 2R. Alright, now we're looking at the actual MetaTrader 5 report for the short only 2R opening range breakout test. Before looking at the profit, I want to confirm the settings. This test is on the S&P 500 on the 1-minute chart. The settings show that long trades were turned off and the short trades were turned on. The risk reward is set to 2. So this is a true short only 2R test. The test had 1,328 total trades. Out of those trades, 424 were winners and 904 were losers. That gives us a win rate of 31.93%. So right away, we can see the win rate drop a lot compared to the 1R short only test. That makes sense because a 2R target is harder to hit than a 1R target. Now let's look at the money side. The gross profit was $122,279.34. The gross loss was negative $126,960.10. So after subtracting the losses from the wins, the final net result was negative $4,680.76. The profit factor was 0.96. For me, that means the strategy still lost more than it made. The average winning trade was about $288.39. The average losing trade was about negative $140.44. So the winners were much bigger than the losers. But the problem is the win rate was too low. The strategy only won 31.93% of the trades. So even though the winners were bigger, there were too many losing trades and the strategy still finished negative. The expected payoff was negative $3.52 per trade. That means on average, every trade lost about $3.52. The equity drawdown was about 9.58%, and the maximum losing streak was 21 losses in a row. Looking at the balance graph, we can see the account did not finish higher overall. There were some recovery periods, but overall, this version finished negative. So compared to the short only 1R test, the 2R target did not fix the short side. The short only 1R test failed. And now the short only 2R test also failed. So my honest conclusion is simple. The short only opening range breakout with a 2R target did not pass this test. The bigger target helped make the winners larger, but the win rate dropped too much. This is not a strategy I would trust by itself. That does not mean that short trades can never work. It just means this raw short only version with no filters and a 2R target was not strong enough by itself. This is exactly why I'm testing one change at a time. So that wraps up test number 5. In this test, I kept the strategy short only, but changed the take profit from 1R to 2R. This strategy had 1,328 trades, 424 wins, 904 losses, and a 31.93% win rate. The final net result was negative $4,680.76 with a 0.96 profit factor. So even though the average winner was bigger than the average loser, the win rate was too low and the strategy still lost money. The long only 2R test improved the strategy, but the short only 2R test did not. That gives us a better picture of the raw opening range breakout idea. So far, the long side is still performing better than the short side. Now the next step is to keep building. The point of this series is simple. One idea, one change at a time, backtest the results, let the data decide. This video is only for testing and education. I'm not telling anyone to trade this strategy. I'm just showing the rules, the report, and the results. That's it for this test. Now we keep building.